Welcome to the Martin Sports SimStock Skidded Grip 75. We're about to go out for qualifying here for the Fired Up eSports League. Joseph Lester here with you, or here with me is Mike Devani. And we'd like to welcome you to Knoxville Speedway.
Yeah, it's good to be here. Good to see these trucks out here on this dirt racing. We'll see see who can, get a grip here on this dirt. We have Peyton Howell out here making his qualifying effort. Last week's winner, and as soon as he's done with this, maybe we'll see if we can get a word with him.
Yeah, I mean, these guys are really going to have a tough time trying to find grip here, as it's not the normal oval that we're used to seeing for this series. And it should be interesting to see who comes to the front, as we got some new faces since the last time we saw you guys.
Yeah, took an off week because of the Super Bowl, but now we're back at it. Looks like Tristan Evil just put down the fastest qualifying lap so far of 22.33. But yeah, while we have a minute here, let me see if we can get Peyton up here. 1 second here.
Yeah, let's let him finish his qualifying lap. It looks like he's done here
Not
now.
quite done.
Yeah, I think he just bailed on the lap.
All right, let me grab him here. Hey Peyton, Mike up in the booth. You got a copy?
Yep.
Hey man, well, congratulations on your win last week. Sorry we weren't able to broadcast it, but how'd it feel getting out here in this league with your first time, in the league, basically leading start to finish almost?
It was fun. There wasn't a big turnout last week because of the Super Bowl, but my teammates at Lunatic, they've been running. I've been wanting to run, but I was suspended the first 3 weeks on Iracing. So, yeah, so I didn't get to run the first 3 weeks, I think is what it was. And but come out last week and put on a, I guess, dominating performance, leading 175 of 181, and yeah, it was a lot of fun. Like to thank everybody at Lunatic. They Jeremy Kors, he put the power on the hood last week when we were flying.
Yeah, that's good. So what are your thoughts about coming to the dirt track here?
I like it. I'm sitting right now on the top of the board for qualifying. So Knoxville is one of my favorite dirt tracks. It's always been. I've always had a lot of success whenever like Sea Open and all that comes here. So hopefully we can go out and get another win tonight.
All right. Well, good luck tonight, and I will get you back in your channel.
All right. Thank you.
Yep.
Yeah, as we're watching out here, it looks like we got some big fan turnout. Well, virtual fan turnout out here. Parking filled up.
But yeah, definitely. I mean, they have to be excited to see these Camping World trucks back out here again. The inaugural race was just ran here last year in July, the Corn Belt 150. So definitely something to look forward to. They're going out there again this year, so.
Yeah, I mean, there's certainly gonna be seeing some interesting stuff as they come here, and looks like we got a guy out on track, Jeremy Grant.
Yeah, it looks like sliding up a little bit on that exit there, almost into that wall, trying to get the most speed he can out of it.
Yeah, I mean, we're gonna see a lot of these guys experiment with what lane to run because there's so many different lanes you can get away with. Like, you can run the bottom, shortest way around the track. Top, you carry the most speed, but you don't want to jump the cushion like we hear with a lot of dirt racing. If you get up there, the car is just ill handling.
Well, looks like we're about to get started with these heat races. This is something a little different when you come here to the short dirt track. We're going to have a couple heat races, then we're going to set the feature, and we will have that 75 lap feature and see who can win this thing.
Yeah, we're definitely gonna see some exciting racing. We won't see Peyton in this heat because he got pole, and pole sitter advances and doesn't have to run any heats.
Yep, won't see him again till the final or feature.
Yep. Looks like we're all gridded up, and hopefully we can get in a good show for 10 laps before we go to the next heat.
Yeah, it looks like in this heat we've got row 1, Tristan Evil, Clayton White, row 2, Jordan Spoon and Tyler Travis. In row 3, Chris Mason and McCain Cry Canavera. And in the last row we got Jeremy Garland and Raj Manjapudi.
Yeah, definitely a pretty strong field here for our first heat. We're excited to get going here.
Yeah, we got our current points leader, Travis Evil, in this heat, so he's definitely looking to try and expand that points lead.
Yeah, and I mean, hopefully these guys can come out of this heat unscathed, but that's something we don't see much is these tracks like Eldora, Knoxville, these dirt tracks that are pretty short, there's a lot of beating and banging, and with only 10 laps, you're going to see guys try to move their way through the field, trying to get those extra starting spots.
Yeah, because these heat races are all about the starting spots. I mean, you don't want to start in the back in the dirt race usually. So everybody's definitely going to be trying to improve their position as we go here.
Yeah, and I mean, one of the reasons you don't want to start in the back is because these laps go by so fast. They're going around here at around 21-second laps, and add that to how many laps you got, that's about 20 minutes. Not long at all. So our feature race is going to be long compared to the heats, but not that long for like other tracks.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, you come to these dirt tracks, you can't really pit or anything else, so throw that out the window. You just have to run the best you can and hope you can get out in front.
Yeah, that means if you get damaged, you just kind of have to roll with it, and you won't be able to fix any damage. So it'll be interesting to see if some of these guys kind of chill and try not to get that much damage in the feature race, but we got to get through the heat race before we get to the feature.
Yes, we do.
Looks like the pace truck lights are off, and we should be going green. Yes, we are, as the leader, Tristan Evil, will lead him to the green as Clayton White's on the outside, and we are green flag racing here, trying to stay below that slick, that bright shiny lane. It's not going to be fast, as you're just going to lose grip.
Yeah, you see Clayton White there out on the top, almost rubbing that wall there, and then Tristan Evil's down on the inside, trying to slide out to that middle section there to try and go the fastest way around the track. You can kind of see it in your picture here, that white, that like glare off that slick spot is where they've been trying to get faster. As you see, Chris Mason just clipped that curb a little bit like we were talking about.
Yeah, we don't want to hit that curb because it will slow you down, and there's a lot of skill going into these dirt races. There's a lot of things you can do that you might be able to get away with in just a pavement race.
Yeah, I mean, to be fast, you have to be on the edge of out of control, I think, on some of these dirt tracks. You want to slide up as close as you can to that wall and carry as much speed as you can down that straightaway.
Yeah, at some dirt tracks you want to do that, but I don't think you will here at Knoxville, as there's a little, it's really a flat track, pretty much. There's a little more banking on the top, so the bottom's really going to be king. Just, if you have to move out of that lane, if it gets too slick, that'll be when we see the multi-groove racing start. And
yeah, just like that, Clayton White just checked up just a little bit so he didn't get into the back of that 13, and he wound up in the outside wall. But he's back going again.
Yeah, and I mean, it's also about maintaining that RPM, where if it gets below a certain RPM and it bogs down, that means you're going to be going straight into the wall.
Yep, that is exactly true.
But it looks like we're going to go back up here to Tristan Evil with a huge gap over second Jordan Spoon. Just trying to get to that feature race unscathed and not have to lose any positions here.
Yeah, it looks like he's just trying to take it easy with his lead, not do too much, just stay out in front and maintain. Same with Jordan Spoon there. He's not getting really any pressure from Tyler Travis back there in third, so if they can just keep it up. 4 laps to go, they should be able to maintain their positions going into that feature race.
Yeah, and it looks like we got a battle between Chris Mason and McCain Candelaria there, and it should be interesting to see, can Clayton hold on, or Chris Mason hold on? Oh, there's a big checkup for Chris Mason, and now he lost the position to McCain there. Yeah, McCain.
It looks like Jeremy Garland's closing in pretty quick too.
Yeah, I mean, he's trying to work that outside lane. We saw it early with him. Is it starting to come in as we're starting to see him make some ground on Chris Mason for 6?
Yeah, it looks like he's trying to figure out what lane's going to be right for him for that feature.
Yeah, I mean, since you're not going to get eliminated in these heats, it's really just another practice session for these guys, and they're going to have to experiment with lanes so they'll know what to do if they have to make a pass late in the race to gain some positions.
Now it looks like Tristan Evil won this heat. Jordan Spoon in second, Tyler Travis in third, Clayton White in fourth, McCain Candelaria in fifth, Chris Mason in sixth. And we'll get gridded up for the second heat. Looks like this one here, we've got Jeff Travis and Derek Rice on the front row. Row 2's David Bush, the third, and Brian Whitney. Row 3, Connor Hazel and Anthony Emmerich. Row 4, Tim Henderson and Kerry Moore.
Yeah, another really good heat, and we saw pretty good domination in that last heat. And will we see something like that again, or will we see guys dice it up more up front?
Yeah, let's see what we can see. While we got a second, I'm going to see if we can get Tristan up here. Hang on 1 second.
Yeah, let's try to get our Heat 1 winner in here.
Hey, Tristan, you got a copy? Kristen, you there? Looks like we do not. Let me put him back in his room.
Hello?
Oh.
Hang on. I'll put him back in. Hey, Tristan, you there?
Yes.
Oh. Hey, we were just doing something a little different since you won the first heat. We figured get a word in with the winner there. So how was that track out there?
It's pretty slick right now, honestly. We didn't get a reset, so it's going to be interesting for the future for sure. And can't wait to get out there with more guys and mixed up with guys like Peyton's.
All right. Well, we will drop you back in there, but thanks for talking with us as we have a wreck on the track. Hang on one second.
It looks like Jeff Travis just had a little bit of an issue there with Connor Hazel. Let's see what happened to bring this out. Oh, it looks like he just didn't realize he was there and pushed him into the wall.
Now it looks like he's back rolling, but Brian Whitney inherited the lead with David Bush right behind him.
But that's what we were saying, just trying to escape these heat races unscathed and just maintain your starting position. Well, that didn't happen there, and, well, you saw the end result.
Yeah, it looks like they kind of settled down a little bit now. But, yeah, Jeff Travis just got in a little bit of trouble there, and looks like he'll start the back of the feature.
Yeah, and, I mean, unless he can gain some time on these guys, which he's running some of the fastest laps on track, but I think he can close into maybe Tim Henderson, but that might be the farthest he can get, which would be 6th.
Yeah, unless somebody's making some mistakes back there, but up front, Brian Whitney's just maintaining that groove just off that slick spot.
And it looks like we're having some issues with our ticker here because of the heat races. It always kind of throws a loop for the heats and the overlay, but that's okay. And we're still seeing Brian Whitney continue to lead here after taking it over after Jeff Travis gotten a little skirmish.
Yeah. The other driver that's moved up 3 positions is Anthony Emmerich. He's improving pretty well here as Derek Rice just goes to pass him.
Yeah,
looks like there's a pretty close battle there.
Whoa. Big wiggle down the backstretch for Anthony Emmerich. Can he pass him here? Here we go. We're coming to 2 laps to go in the heat.
Yeah, it looks like Derek Rice was just able to stay out in front of him. But Anthony Emmerich's still able to maintain his speed there.
Derek Rice is now on the inside here, and that'll let Anthony Emmerich get the lane advantage down the front stretch. And now he has to try and make a move as we're coming to 1 to go next time they cross the line. This could get interesting for the 3rd position.
Yeah, close enough. Inside, slides out there just a little ways, tries to get the momentum to carry it down that front stretch here.
Yeah, and it looks like Derek Rice was able to get ahead of him. Now, do we see Anthony Emmerich just send it into 3 and 4 to try and get around Derek Rice?
Looks like they're just going to try and maintain where they're at.
Yeah, no use in making a mistake here, but looks like Brian Whitney was our Heat 2 winner. Let's see if we can get him up in a broadcast booth.
Doesn't look like he's on Discord.
Well, I mean, that's okay. Maybe we can get him in here another time.
Yeah.
It looks like we might have a third heat here with only 2 cars.
I'll say it says Conso.
Oh, the consolation here. Not sure how many people are gonna advance from the consolation. I wasn't aware anybody was gonna get eliminated.
No.
Well, I mean, these guys get to fight it out for
Yeah.
a little starting position. They might have an advantage going into the next heat as well.
Yeah, we'll see what's going on
They're
here.
gonna get a little bit of practice. It looks like Raj Magnapudi was he accidentally reset into pits, so
Oh, yeah, that's not going to be good.
I don't know if he just doesn't want to beat up his car anymore, or
Well,
having it a chance to beat up his car.
well, while we have a minute, let's just let's take a minute and talk about our sponsor here, Martin Sports. Martin Sports and Great Lakes Clothing Company are a family-owned business that have been serving Marquette County, Delta County, and Alger County in Michigan's Upper Peninsula, or the UP, for the past 10 years. Martin Sports and Great Lakes Clothing Company continues to expand and grow with each passing year, starting from one simple embroidery machine to multiple machines, screen printing, heat pressing, custom sublation printing, a major brand in the sim racing market, and more. Such growth has continually allowed them to offer the highest level of service to their retail team and corporate accounts. Contact them at Martin Sports 906. And speaking of them, since they are the sponsor of this race, the winner of this race gets a fancy new pair of Martin Sports Sim socks. So they're racing for something here.
Yeah, and I mean, that'll help them get a little more grip if they can get some of those socks at the end of this. But basically, this is just a little test session for Jeff Travis and Raj Magnapudi. And, I mean, any little extra track time helps to maybe test lanes and do some stuff that you might not do in a race, but in a little test session, you can try things out.
Yeah, it definitely looks like that's what Jeff Travis is doing. He just laid down a 22.98 lap there, so he's still putting down the time. So
yeah, I mean, these guys certainly should enjoy this extra little practice time. And the guys that might not be in this constellation, they're learning from these guys. They're taking every little chance they get to see what lines the Jeff Travis and Raj are running, to see like what's working and what's not, what's helping his lap time and what's hurting it.
yeah, just Jeff Travis just did it again, put down another faster lap. So he's definitely taking the time to figure out what lap's going to work for him. I mean, he did start on the pole on our second heat there, but had a little bit of trouble and got turned around, and he's out showing him what he can do again.
Yeah, he's just out there showing them that, hey, I have speed, and if you all underestimate how fast I can get through the field, you better wait, and you're going to be in some trouble.
Yeah, he's running that McGee Family Racing, which happens to be another one of our sponsors. So we'll get to them when we get to the main race, but definitely putting it down.
Yeah, I mean, any little extra practice helps, and we're seeing that right now with Jeff, Travis, and Raj getting that extra practice in, so they have a little bit of an advantage. But if I were them, maybe I'm not going to run in the lane that you're going to be racing in, like by yourself. Maybe I'm trying to find a lane that will help me pass. And that could be what Jeff Travis is doing right now, kind of working in that top line.
Yeah, you can kind of see the track starting to change a little bit as they go, which will be interesting for the feature as he comes into this final corner here. And this ride on camera here, you can just hear the throttle control you have to have.
Yeah, you sure can, and he's really pedaling it. But it looks like that last lap, he ran the fastest lap I think we've seen all night with a 22.6.
Yeah, as we're getting gridded up here, looks like we'll have 17 cars running.
"17 cars out here for one thing, a chance at victory. Will they be able to fulfill it? Or will they be stuck wishing they had a couple more laps?"
Yeah, as we see, we're going to see Peyton Howell on the track again. We haven't seen him since qualifying. He had the fastest lap.
Yeah, and we're going to see, like, was that one lap speed? As we did see it in practice too. But we haven't really seen him race against any of the faster, or some of the faster cars. So maybe this will get a little interesting through the 75 laps we got.
Yeah, not to mention you have Tristan Evil, who dominated his heat, but now he's on the outside line. So we'll see if they can drop in or what they're going to do.
Well, we see that these guys didn't get a track reset, I don't think. So
no, it was all carried over. So
it's really going to be a slick track for the whole 75 laps. And that's what's going to be exciting, is just seeing these guys manage through the lanes and seeing what's going to be fastest, as I believe we're 1 to green here with the pace truck lights off. Peyton Howell, Tristan Evil, Brian Whitney, 4th, Jordan Spoon, and 5th, David Bush.
yeah, Tyler Travis, Clayton White in 6th and 7th. Followed by McCann, Candelaria, Anthony Emery, Chris Mason, Connor Hazel. And then we have Jeremy Garland in 13th, Kerry Moore in 14th, Jeff Travis in 15th, and Tim Henderson in 16th, and Raj Manjaputi in 17th, as we're about to go green.
Yeah, and we're about to go green, and we are off, and Tristan Evil gets a massive jump here, and he'll be able to continue side by side through this backstretch. Can he get clear of Peyton Howell? This is going to be a side-by-side battle into 3 and 4, and we see the 52. Oh, there's contact! There's
52
contact!
hit that inside curb, bounced up into Tristan Evil, and Brian Whitney's there again to try and take control.
We had not talked about him all night long, and somehow, some way, Brian Whitney up front. Now we got Peyton Howell coming back to the inside. These guys are racing like it's the final lap on lap 2. This is amazing.
And the fireworks are going off like crazy.
Yeah, they're still going. I mean, we thought Peyton Howell might be able to get clear down the front stretch, but Brian Whitney's like, no, no, no. This is my track right now, and I want it more than you do right now. And looks like we got a caution here.
Yeah, caution looks like.
Not sure what happened with
And
Rick.
got a little loose.
Yeah.
Yep, got a little loose, got turned sideways.
Oh.
Bounced around.
Looks like we had a little more there. Let's see. Let's follow Jeff Travis here in his onboard.
Yeah, you can see Anthony Emmerich get sideways. Jeff Travis just couldn't avoid him.
Yeah.
Nowhere to go.
Yeah, like, you can't really use the brakes or you're just going to go spinning. So, I mean, if you use the brakes there, it's just going to kick you sideways and maybe hurt more than it helps.
Yeah, but 5 laps and we got a caution. But we'll reset the field. We'll get Brian Whitney on the inside, Peyton Howell on the outside, and then Tristan Evil on the inside of row 2 with Derek Rice on the outside.
Yeah, and I have to believe we didn't really see Brian Whitney really show his full strength in the heats. I wonder if he was just kind of riding, pacing, trying to get trying not to show his hand.
Yeah, you never know on tracks like this. I mean, you might just find a groove, and once you find it, you don't want to lose it. So looks like the pace truck's getting ready to pull in, and we're about ready to go green again.
And we're back green flag racing as Brian Whitney is clear, and Peyton Howell's going to ride right on his quarter panel, almost like if you've ever seen a drift competition. You want to kind of ride on the door, trying not to hit him, but also try to stay as close as you can to him.
Yeah, Peyton Howell's down on that inside, right along the edge of that berm there, trying to get as much speed as he can.
Yeah.
Brian Whitney's staying on that outside line, just drifting in pairs. Look at him.
Yeah, I mean, this is what in drifting you'd call a tandem, and it when it's done right, it's of art. It's like a thing of beauty.
As it looks like Brian Whitney's just starting to pull away a little bit. Maybe, Peyton's coming a little bit loose on the exit there. Looks like he was starting to close in, and he just drops that inside and gets right on that berm again.
Yeah, and it looks like he's using that berm as like a little place of grip, because everywhere else on the track seems to be slick, but you see guys kind of put that left front tire on the berm sometimes, and that will help with grip and rotation.
Yeah, because you see him right down on the inside there as he drifts closer to the outside when he comes off the wall. Right into that slick that you see. And then he's right back down again.
Yeah, and I mean, they're kind of just taking their time here, just trying to get a grip of what the truck, is going to do. And I really think, we got a car stop on the back stretch.
Jeff Travis and Raj Majapudi got into it there, it looks like. Jeff Travis down into that inside wall.
Looks like we see Raj Magnapudi get a little bit loose here. Looks like he hit the wall and tagged Jeff Travis. Unfortunate for both of those guys. I mean, Jeff Travis started first in our second heat, and ever since that first lap in the heat, he really hasn't had the best of days.
No, like we were talking about, you don't want to be in the back on these tracks because you never know what'll happen. But
Yeah, I mean, you saw in that second heat though, like he got collected while he was leading, so it's not like
yeah,
there's any place safe. Almost like you saw in Daytona today in the NASCAR Cup Series, there's nowhere safe.
yep. As we get back lined up again, looks like Brian Whitney's going to be on the inside again, with Peyton Howell on the outside, Tristan Evil on the inside, and then Derek Rice on the outside.
Yeah, I mean, this top three is so even with Brian Whitney, Peyton Howell, and Tristan Evil. I mean, Peyton got the pole in his heat, or not in his heat, and overall, and that advanced him through, and Brian Whitney and Peyton Howell won their heats. So
Yeah, you gotta be thinking though, how much did that kind of hurt Peyton Howell though, not having the race that all these other trucks had.
yeah, I mean, he's probably put in a lot of time throughout the week, and I think that might have helped. But we're about to go back green flag as Brian Whitney will lead him into turn one. These guys struggling for grip here. Oh, looks like they might have made a little bit of contact. No, they straightened it back up, but they are three wide down the backstretch.
Well, Tristan Evil tried to get it to stick in there, and it just didn't quite work.
Oh.
Brian Whitney into the back of Peyton Howell there as they were sliding around.
Yeah, these guys are just throwing slide job after slide job. Oh, and there's a little contact there.
Little contact again.
Yeah, these guys are starting to feel the anticipation rise as they only have 60 laps left in this race at 20 seconds a lap. That's not much at all.
Yeah, it looks like you're going to have to take what you can get. You know, if you can pass somebody, it's better to do it now than wait, because you never know when that chance is going to happen again.
Yeah, I mean, you're definitely going to see guys try to make moves as on these restarts because the track isn't as slick after you restart for about 1 or 2 laps until your tires get back up to heat, and now you're starting to see these guys get a little bit more sideways.
Yeah, a little more sideways coming down the front stretch and back stretch too. Be interesting to see what type of camera shots we get from Money Shift Media, because Money Shift Media is one of the sponsors of these races. They're a sim photography business doing business, professional pictures for individuals, teams, leagues, and more. They also provide graphic design services to the iRacing community. Visit them at moneyshiftmedia.com/simphotography.
Yeah, and I mean, it's always nice to get a nice screenshot of your car or truck, and I love paint schemes on trucks, and I think they make these vehicles so much more beautiful. But it looks like we're about to have a bit of a battle here for the lead as Brian Whitney and Peyton Howell fighting, and looks like Peyton Howell's really struggling on the bottom lane as Brian Whitney's found something on the top, and now we got a caution once more.
Yeah, it looks like Brian Whitney was finally making some ground on Peyton Howell there, because Peyton Howell wasn't sliding the way he was earlier on that lower lane. So
it looks like we got Connor Hazel here in the 27 truck. Oh, it looks like the 42 just of
40.
Tim Henderson got loose, and that collected a bunch of cars.
Yeah, the 42 got loose, and Connor Hazel had nowhere to go. That's the other thing about these trucks. I mean, when they start sliding sideways in the corner, you don't know if they're going to keep going or if they're just going to stop. I mean, you never know.
Yeah, it's just definitely unfortunate to see. But we're going to go back up front with Peyton Howell and Brian Whitney as they were just starting to battle, and it was getting good.
Yeah, it looks like they battled for the first couple laps and kind of slowed down to figure out what was going on, where they could run, and tires come in, and Brian Whitney was making some ground again.
Yeah, they were starting to make up a little bit of ground, as you said, and Peyton Howell's really going to have to move up to the top. He didn't get that heat race to kind of try that out and test it out. But if he's going to win, I think it's going to be one on that top lane.
I definitely have to agree. We've seen that top lane just dominate most of the race. I mean, you can kind of get a run on the bottom lane, but that top lane just closes so fast on the exit of turn 4 there.
Yeah, it definitely really closes in fast, but I mean, it's just carrying the momentum and down the straightaways a little bit longer than Eldora's straightaways and a little bit wider corners, so definitely more speed to be gained up on the top. But we're about to go green here once again with Peyton Howell leading them to the green this time. And it looks like we got the 17 of Tristan Evil on that bottom trying to make a move on Brian Whitney. Can Brian Whitney get a run on the outside like we saw him do as the caution came out? And it looks like he can. And he'll get clear of the 17 of Tristan Evil. Now he has to go set his sights on the 52 of Peyton Howell. Can he close in with 50 laps to go? That's not a long time, as we've said. And he's starting to close in pretty fast.
Yeah, look at all these trucks, though. Almost all of them are on that top lane except for Peyton Howell. I mean, as we heard earlier in the interview after he was on the pole, he loves it here. So maybe he knows something these other trucks don't, but that top line seems to be way faster than the bottom line.
Yeah, he did say he loved it here, but maybe they've made a little bit of update to the track iRacing has, or maybe it's just his truck's not handling the way he wants it up on top, because it definitely is a unique skill to be able to run the top the way Brian Whitney and others are.
Definitely. Well, as we see in the chat, we got quite a few people pulling for Anthony Emmerich, so we'll see if he can make up some ground here after the little trouble he had earlier.
Yeah, a little bit of trouble earlier, but he might be able to rebound. Hopefully he can. But we're watching Brian Whitney, and it's almost like he's hitting the rev limiter into the corner, and that's helping him set it and point throughout the corner, and once he gets it pointed, he can really carry a lot more speed.
Yeah, definitely. You can see that. I mean, these guys go from almost 100 miles an hour on the front and back stretch to, down to almost 65, 70 in the corner. So,
yeah, and at dirt tracks like this, it only takes one mistake by our leader or second place to bring us all back up to him. And if we continue to go green, we're going to start seeing some lap traffic. And with Peyton Howell not have been running the top, will he be able to manage through the traffic as well as some guys that are able to run the top better?
yeah, it depends on where you see that lap traffic. I mean, I know some of the time the lap traffic at these dirt tracks are a little slower and they run that bottom line. So he might have to move up a little bit to get around them.
Yeah, it definitely will be interesting to see, but it looks like we got a good battle back here for third with Tristan Evil and Clayton White. Can Clayton White close in on Tristan Evil here with, oh, we got a caution here with Raj once again.
Looks like he got loose in that corner again.
Yeah, we'll just have to see. Looks like he just entered kind of low, and that wasn't really handling for his car. And oh, looks like he might have overcorrected there and sent him into the wall.
Yeah, on those dirt tracks, I mean, he probably was starting to look a little bit in that rearview mirror, seeing Peyton Howell coming. But when you start to slide, you overcorrect or you put too much throttle, and you're just gonna go right into that wall or spin around. So.
Yeah, I mean, just a little bit too much throttle can definitely change the handling of the car in sometimes a good way and most of the time a bad way.
Yeah.
But like we mentioned earlier, we are watching the chat, and just mention one of your drivers you're kind of looking out for and rooting for, and we'll try to bring him up, and we're definitely trying to help y'all enjoy the race.
Yeah, it looks like lights are out on that pace truck, so we'll be going green here in a minute again.
Yeah, I mean, these guys' nerves are building, and it's gonna come down to, like we said, on that top lane. And honestly, Brian Whitney wasn't able to keep up with Peyton Howe, so maybe it will be one on the bottom lane. We just don't know. Maybe that top's getting a little too slick up there. But we're about to go green once again, and Peyton Howe will lead him, and Brian Whitney trying to do his best to keep up here. And you're seeing that cushion continue to move up and up. And now we're seeing Tristan Evil come into the fray. But once again, Brian Whitney able to continue to momentum on the top. Oh, a lap car! The 7.
Lap car just forced Peyton Howe up a little bit instead of out of his preferred line.
And that'll bunch the field back up with Peyton Howe, Tristan Evil, and Brian Whitney. You can throw a blanket over the top 3, and you can add in Clayton White in 4th.
Yeah, side by side for second there, Tristan Evil and Brian Whitney. Peyton Howe on that bottom, Tristan Evil in the middle, and Brian Whitney on that high on that outside. Clayton White's trying to make that outside line work for him too. As you see them dive into the corner here, both Tristan Evil and Peyton Howe drop to the bottom.
Yeah, oh, big wiggle for Tristan Evil. That'll send him towards the back of the pack. And just a huge mistake. And I said back of the pack, but he only fell back to 5th. So, not too bad of a mistake, but I think he'll get back up there.
Yeah, it definitely has a little bit of time to get back up here. But that gave Peyton Howe and Brian Whitney a little bit of a break, and Peyton Howe's got a half-second lead over Brian Whitney. Brian Whitney has a mirror full of Clayton White, but Derek Rice is closing in on both of them here shortly.
Yeah, I mean, Clayton White made a pass earlier and on Tristan Evil as he was making a big wiggle, and now he's setting his sights on Brian Whitney, trying to make that top work. I see a lot more guys down on that bottom seeing what Peyton Howe is able to do, and just I see the 20 down there, I see Jordan Spoon down there. There is a lot of guys down there trying and seeing if they have more grip.
Yeah, they definitely trying it out. I mean, Peyton Howe must have found something or knows this track that well, because Brian Whitney just doesn't seem to be able to catch up to him, because Peyton Howe's out to almost the second lead right now.
Yeah, Peyton Howe definitely checking out, but I almost wonder, is Clayton White making Brian Whitney think a little bit about how to hold him off? And I mean, maybe that little bit of pressure is slowing Brian Whitney down a little bit as he's not able to fully put his focus on the leader of Peyton Howe.
Yeah, back there in that corner, it looked like Clayton White had the run and just got into the back of Brian Whitney just enough. So Clayton White slowed down a little bit, decided he'd drop back a little ways and make another run later.
Yeah, and I mean, Clayton White, all he needs is a caution. And then he's lining up right behind Peyton Howe. He'll be able to get maybe a little bit better of a jump than Brian Whitney and be able to put his sights on Peyton Howe.
Yeah, it looks like Peyton Howe's the only one running that bottom line in these top 3. Looks like Derek Rice is running that bottom line, making up a little bit of ground, but Clayton White just pulls it off on the corner again.
Yeah, and it's almost like these guys on the bottom are able to pull up to these guys while running the bottom, but then when they get on the inside of them, they have to turn the wheel a little more so they don't make contact. and that's hurting them on drive off, and that's what's keeping Clayton White ahead, and guys like that running the top.
Yeah, it looks like the other thing that you see when they come to that straightaway from that bottom line is they have a little bit of a wiggle right when they start to get on that straightaway.
Yeah,
they don't have enough the momentum to stay on that high line there.
Yeah, I've definitely noticed that as these guys have really started getting loose. Oh, we got a little bit of trouble back there.
Yeah, Tristan Evil hit that berm there.
Yeah, those berms can definitely spell trouble for these drivers. And, I mean, it's crazy to think how just one little bump can upset a car or a truck so much.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, you just barely touch it and it's bounced you. I mean, Tristan Evil there hit that and he went back another 3 positions. So
yeah, we're looking overhead at Peyton Howe, and there's nobody in sight of him. Like, he has almost a full straightaway length. You see him entering the corner as he's exiting the corner. But now we go back here with Brian Whitney and Clayton White as it started to heat back up back here.
yeah, like I said, it looks like Clayton just kind of bumped him and backed up a little ways, and he's going to try and set up that pass.
Yeah, I mean...
But they both keep running that same line, though, so it gets a little...
Oh!
Ooh, Clayton White into the wall.
A big mistake by our third place runner, Clayton White. That puts him back and forth, as Jordan Spoon haven't talked about him all that much all day, but he's starting to rise to the top with only 26 laps to go.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, you look at his truck, and it looks like it's been through a war.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of these guys look like they've been through a war, and I mean, can you blame them? It's a race where damage doesn't really matter, so they're just trying as much as they can, and one little mistake by the guy in front of them, they're plowed right into him.
Yeah, definitely. Well, it looks like we got a minute here. Let's go back and look at Clayton White. He's running that Sticker Cabana paint scheme. Sticker Cabana was born in 2013 by two very creative, driven, entrepreneurial beach bums motivated to create their own business. It wasn't long after that Sticker Cabana was created, while on the beach, of course, hence the name. Quality vinyl decals in over 1,000 designs on sticker display racks all over the country. These displays could be your next big seller. All of the company's products are 100% made in the USA. Contact them at www.stickercabana.com.
Yeah, I mean, definitely a place you need to go if you need some stickers. But as we go back up front, Peyton Howe has really been able to put a whooping on these guys today. But the past couple laps, I've seen Brian Whitney start to close in and run about a tenth to half a tenth faster. Is that enough time for them to close in? I think it's right on the edge of it being...
I'll say it'd have to be pretty close. He's got almost a 2.5 second lead right now, but as you saw right there, little mistakes.
Yeah, just if that happens just a couple more times, he hits that berm just a couple more times, you can see as that lap he ran was a 23:48, the guy behind a 23:2.
Yeah, if he keeps making little mistakes, but I mean, his first race in the league last week, dominated, 175 laps led. This week, looks like he's going for broke again. So we'll see what happens.
I mean, we did say early in the race that lap traffic, will he be able to manage through it? He hit the berm once again, but we're starting to close in on Kerry Moore here in the 84 truck, and we haven't seen guys be able to pass on the bottom. Can he do it here? Even though Casey's a little bit slower than Peyton, it's still going to be tough to pass on the bottom lane.
Yeah, I mean, if lap traffic gets in the way, slows him down a little bit, makes a little bit of mistakes, I mean, we could see Brian Whitney close in pretty quick.
Yeah, and we just saw right there, he was almost under him, and then it's like he had to turn the wheel just a little bit more, and he got really loose down the straightaway. And right there, once again, he's trying as best as he can, and he finally got by him there, but it took him a couple laps, and I believe Brian Whitney cut about 2/10 off the lead.
Yeah, it's down to almost just about 2 seconds now, a little bit under. So lap traffic might help a little bit, but it also depends on how fast Brian Whitney can get around the lap traffic as well.
Yeah, it sure does, because any traffic that Peyton Howell has to go through, Brian Whitney has to go through the same stuff. But it looks like we got a battle for the lead, or battle for second here behind, with Brian Whitney getting trapped behind the lap car. And oh, he got really loose. Jordan Spoon will take over the second position.
Jordan Spoon on that slide job had him stuck behind that lap car. And now Brian Whitney drops down and tries to pull one on Jordan Spoon.
Now, as we're seeing this battle for second, we got to think Peyton Howell, our leader, has to be loving this. As these guys, he's just seeing them get farther and farther away out of his rear mirror.
Yeah, it's up to 2.5 seconds again. I mean, these guys are sliding right in tandem now, trying to get as much speed as they can because they want that second place finish.
Yeah, I mean, I think they pretty much...
Jordan Spoon into the wall.
Yeah, just a little bit of a tap into the wall, but it looks like he got such a good run out of the corner. It's almost like he was able to carry more momentum on the top when he hit the wall.
Yeah, it definitely looked like it. I mean, he's still hanging tough there in second as Brian Whitney's trying to figure out a way to run him down.
Yeah, I mean, we've started to see Clayton White start closing in on this group because they're starting to battle, and this could be a 3-car battle for second before the end of it.
Yeah, I mean, if Clayton White can get around that lap truck and start making ground, I mean, he's not that far behind Brian Whitney at the moment.
Yeah, I mean, it looks like he's running a little bit higher than anybody else on track I've seen, and he's starting to make some good lap time doing it.
Yeah, I mean, Clayton White's got to kind of like this battle in front of him, and Peyton Howell has to kind of like the battle behind him.
Yeah, and I mean, looks like
Clayton White's in the wall.
Yeah, Clayton White just tagging the wall just a little bit. That'll help Brian Whitney stay in the third position, but Jordan Spoon just inching farther and farther away, and I'm starting to see a little bit gain on our leader Peyton Howell, as it's down to 2.3. Just a couple laps ago it was at 2.9 while they were battling.
Yeah, you gotta
oh,
wonder.
We got a caution.
Oh,
This will change everything.
Clayton White. What happened? Come down.
Oh.
Bounced off that wall. Went to the inside wall.
Yeah, just a single car spin, but at a track like this where you can't really use the brakes, you really need a caution for something like that. You don't want.
Yeah, I mean, you're running 22-second laps, so yeah.
But I mean, man, this race has flown right by. We only got maybe 6 laps to go when we go back green, and we've seen Peyton Howell be able to dominate the race, but we haven't seen a restart with this little laps to go. And I mean, I think all bets are off. I don't think there's any left into turn 1.
I don't know. I mean, you see both of these trucks up here. They're both lunatic teammates, so we'll see what happens here.
Yeah, but I mean, these guys up front are teammates, but third, I don't think he's a teammate with either of them.
Nope.
So I don't think he cares. And honestly, I don't think Jordan Spoon cares that he's a teammate either, because when it comes down to crunch time, you know Peyton Howell already has a win. And you're the points leader. You want to keep that points lead. And you don't want Peyton Howell being able to close in on the points lead and win 2 straight.
Definitely. So we've got basically have 5 to go.
Yeah, we're going to have 5 to go when we go green here. The pace truck is off. Peyton Howell will lead him to the green, and Jordan Spoon will be in second. Third, Brian Whitney, and fourth, Derek Rice. Here we go. We saw Jordan Spoon start to close in on our leader, Peyton Howell, at the end of that run. Can he get the momentum off the corner? He's going to be right at the bumper heading into 3. He's going to run the top once again, trying to build up the momentum to go back into turn 1 with 4 to go and put a fight to our leader, Peyton Howell, who we haven't seen any fight put up to.
Yeah, as you saw in that restart, you knew Jordan Spoon was going to take that high line. He moved it almost clear out to that outside wall, trying to get the momentum as he drops down here towards the inside. And Peyton Howell's to the outside. Looks like Jordan Spoon's going to slide in. Oh, they make contact.
He put him in the wall, and Brian Whitney is there. Peyton Howell goes around. They are spinning.
Oh my gosh, they turned. Everybody. Jordan Spoon got turned.
What?
Derek Rice crashed. Peyton Howell crashed. Anthony Emmerich crashed. Wow.
Well, we saw what happened to Peyton Howell. Let's see what happened with Jordan Spoon and how he went around.
Yeah, you see Brian Whitney get bumped.
Oh man, and I
Derek
think
Rice
literally.
Right in. Oh man, I think the only one that made it through there was, without much damage, was Brian Whitney.
Brian Whitney and Tyler Travis. Man. Wow. I mean, that is one of the craziest things that we've seen all day. Other than Brian Whitney at the very beginning, Peyton Howell had been the dominant car, hadn't really gotten into any trouble, and teammates make some contact and cause the big one.
Yeah, man, that was definitely an accordion effect. We'll see what happens here. Looks like they're.
Oh, this is the final lap. We don't have any overtime.
Oh.
Brian Whitney wins this race after chaos. Wow, I thought we were going to get overtime here, but maybe not. Brian Whitney is our winner. A chaotic finish there. Let's go back and look at that replay once again. From Brian Whitney's onboard. How about that?
Yeah, let's see what he saw.
Let's see. Let's look back at that one more time. Looks like we saw Peyton Howell get a little bit of damage. He's just there. He doesn't realize he's come down, and Jordan Spoon got spun there. Now, did Tyler Travis get by him before? Like, he was in the wall, so I don't know.
I don't know. It looks like the final order of finish here.
Yeah, I mean, if I'm Tyler Travis, I'm trying to see. I mean, could I maybe look at this at the end and see, like, did the caution come out before I had the lead or what?
Yeah.
But I mean, Brian Whitney, congrats to him. What a finish! What a race at Knoxville here.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, what a chaotic finish, but nonetheless, congratulations to Brian Whitney. Let's see if we can get
The race is over.
Let me see if we can get Derek Rice in here, maybe. Because I don't see.
I know what he was watching. Watching 90 Day Fiancé.
Let me see if I can get Derek Rice in here. Hang on one second. Hey, Derek, Mike up in the booth. You got a copy?
Yes, sir. How's it going?
Not too bad. Well, I don't see Brian Whitney or Tyler Travis in here, so we'll talk to the second place finisher. So, how did you think that race ended?
Oh man, it was just at the end. Jeremy Coors with Lunatic Racing by Martin Sports had us a really good piece today, and it was just 3 or 4 good cars right there going for it at the end. We're all about racing each other hard, and when you get to this late in the run, the track's just all over the place. It was just everybody trying to get every little bit they could, and we just came up a little bit short. But definitely congratulations to Brian. I've kind of been laughing at that all night. He in my heat race when the 88 came up on me and it kind of cleared the path for him right there to get a easy cruise win in his heat race. So he definitely had luck on his side tonight. And I'd rather be lucky than good any day, but he's also an outstanding talent. So congratulations to him and Tyler. And all in all, a great run for Lunatic guys tonight. I was very happy to bring it home second because I would say on a scale of 1 to 10, my dirt abilities is probably like a 4. So pretty good night all in all, and I'll take it.
All right. Well, anybody you need to thank other than that?
Oh, absolutely. Got to thank the best in the business for all your apparel needs, both in world sports and in simulation racing. Scott Martin with Martin Sports. If y'all need any kind of merchandise done, definitely visit martinsports906.com. He's definitely going to be able to hook you up, and it's going to be outstanding and high quality, and it's all in-house. Got to thank Dustin and DJ and everybody with Nerditudes. They do a phenomenal job. Got to thank iRacing, iFlag. Got to thank Jeremy Course again with Lunatic Racing. All the boys from Lunatic. Very happy to always have them on board. And got to thank Moonlight Speed Concepts. Great new setup shop launching soon. Myself and Jordan Spoon are actually the co-owner of it. So by all means, hopefully within the next couple of days, we'll have the website ready to go. And for fast setups, kind of like what y'all were seeing right now, visit moonlightspeed.com and we'll be able to hook you up. And definitely want to give a shout out to y'all in the booth with eSports Broadcasting Network. Y'all do an awesome job as always. Glad to see y'all are here and fired up eSports for a great league. I'm really enjoying it.
All right. Well, thanks, Derek. I will hopefully be talking to you next week.
I hope so too. That'd be nice. Y'all take care.
Yep. All right. It looks like we got Tyler Travis. How's it going, Tyler?
Good, you?
Not too bad. Came in third place after that hectic finish. What are your thoughts on the race?
I definitely wasn't expecting to get top 3, but I guess I avoided that last little accident there and made it up there.
That's good. What did you think overall of the race and the track and the setup we had tonight?
The track felt pretty good the first half, I want to say, and then it got really loose for me at the end there. Just had to baby it basically around the whole track.
All right. Well, anybody you need to thank?
Yeah, I want to thank Clayton White for helping me out with the setup and stuff, and I got to thank Ron Holmes for getting me back in the iRacing, and that's the team I'm on, and that's about it.
All right. Well, we would look forward to maybe talking to you again next week.
Yeah, I hope so.
Yeah. Have a good night.
You too.
All right. Let's get our winner up here.
What's that?
Hey, Brian.
Hey.
So, you were in a heat race that kind of had a little bit of trouble and wound up winning that and wound up winning the feature race. Take us back through that final lap.
Honestly, I didn't even pay attention to where we were on laps. I saw that Peyton and Jordan got into it, and I thought, oh my Lord, this is my chance to get past them. They were clearly faster than me. And matter of luck tonight, we did have a fast setup, just died off on the end for us.
Well, it's good to see you in the league. What were your overall thoughts of racing these trucks here on this dirt track?
Oh, I love it. I love it. And the competition in this league is just awesome. These guys bring it every week, and I love racing with them. You know, there is no leniency. Everybody gives it their all, and the talent in this league is just unreal.
Well, you bring it home in first place. Anybody you like to thank?
Yeah, Mr. Clayton White for helping me with setups that we do every day of our life, and my sponsor, Old School Eats.
Awesome, Ryan. Well, it's good to talk to you. Maybe we'll be talking to you again next week.
We can only hope.
All right. Well, that was your winner, Brian Whitney, bringing home the checkered here. And the Martin Sports SimSox Get a Grip 75 also wins himself a fancy new pair of them Martin Sports SimSox.
Yeah, I mean, he finished first, but I mean, we got to go through the rest of the field. Second, we have Derek Rice. Third, Tyler Travis. Fourth, David Bush. Fifth, McCain. Sixth, Clayton White. Seventh, Chris Mason. Eighth, Jordan Spoon. Ninth, Peyton Howe. 10th, Anthony Emmerich.
Yeah, and then we got Tristan Evil, who was our points leader, finished in 11th. Kerry Moore in 12th. Jeremy Garand in 13th. Jeff Travis in 14th. Tim Henderson in 15th. Raj Majapudi in 16th. And Connor Hazel in 17th. So it looks like overall a pretty good race. It was fun. Kind of like these dirt tracks. Definitely shake up the points a little bit with a few people not making the trip last week or this week.
Yeah.
But other than that, I mean, it was a pretty hectic finish, but it was fun.
Yeah, it definitely was, and I mean, takeaways. Peyton Howe definitely had one of the fastest cars. Getting into it with a little bit of with a teammate ended up costing him the race, but congrats to Brian. I mean, it's well deserved. We'll be back with you next week, and yeah, what an amazing race.
Yeah, look forward to seeing everybody next week at Las Vegas. But I guess good night from Knoxville.
Yeah, peace.